What up, everybody? It is Hump Day Wednesday. Doc's Daily here for Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. And boy, is I'm back in the regular location. Everybody else is like got different backgrounds today. Of course, Wednesdays is Raphael. And Raphael, you decided to go to the hottest place on the planet, I think, today. He's in Arizona. How's it going in Arizona?
Well, when you're babysitting your folks pretty much 24 hours a day and trying to get some, it's not as fun. It's not as fun driving your mom that has dementia around in the heat and she's cold and I'm sweating bullets outside. So it's not been fun. People are like, why are you going to Arizona in 114 degrees? Well, they had the cheapest memory care places pretty much here in the United States.
You're like in a ceramic kiln, of heat. It's just heat blasting there. Griffin, you're in Kansas City, right? Or in or around Kansas City? So
I'm in Kansas City.
Much cooler in Kansas City. Yeah, and Nick is back. We should call him Chicago Cub Nick because he's going to Wrigley today to see the Reds and the Brewers and the Cubs. And
Doubleheader Thursday.
But hey, it's all safe, Cubs fans. He doesn't have a top play on the Cubs tonight, so you guys.
I learned from my mistakes. Let's just say that I learned from my mistakes there, Craig. We're 0-2.
About 10 grand in the hole.
We're gonna have fun tonight. I do have a prop though on the game.
Hey, Griffin, he thought that the expensive thing was buying the tickets and the drinks, and he didn't realize it's the losses on the betting side of the
pregame. His tickets aren't even the pregame of what's going to go down tonight.
All right, so don't forget, we'll take care of some housekeeping. DocSports.com/free60. That's where you get a $60 free account. Get in on our top plays for today. Smaller card today. No NBA, of course, NHL. I don't want to say anything yesterday. I was the only one on Florida. Florida didn't get it done. What a game by Florida. I mean, they just played great. They really played great. Third straight year they're in the finals, back-to-back champs. Maybe they go again. And then we got NBA tomorrow. Just one WNBA play even tonight. So it's a very small card outside of baseball tonight. Does anybody have a top play for today?
I'm loaded up today. I've got a 7-unit MLB best bet tonight. I have a 7-unit prop best bet and a 7-unit soccer best bet tonight. I've been on sensational tear. 8 of 10 winning days in soccer. MLB, I went 3-0 for plus 1,500 yesterday. I had a 6-unit on the Braves. I took the Angels alternative run line plus 340, that cash. And I also had the Baltimore Orioles that won 5-1. Swept my prop card as well. I had a Nerfy in that Angels-Yankees game. Hit that one for 5 units, and then I had a 3-unit player prop on Trey Turner over 1.5 bases. I think he landed on 3. So we had a phenomenal day coming right back with action. The tank is loaded, ready to roll, Craig.
Kids hot.
I knew I had no chance yesterday when everybody we were on with had yesterday, like Robbie Ray and the Giants. I was like, I have no chance. It was a 4-unit play. No, I was like, I might as well just mail the money in, let them kick me in the nuts. It had no chance because everybody was on Robbie Ray. And the Giants, they lost 3-2, had the bases loaded, couldn't get it one across. But let's get back to it today. Let's talk baseball. Let's start with Raphael. Raphael, this is, like I said, not the biggest card today, so a lot of focus on baseball here. What do you like here as a free play?
I love how you said there's only one WNBA play, but it's a full shitload of soccer plays. We have the FIFA World Cup and the Gold Cup. I guess you don't care about that, Craig. So
soccer, what?
The four World Cup games did more action than the baseball card yesterday. But we'll talk about baseball since that's what you want. It should be an interesting game. There's only one play on the board. I was going to release it as one of my 4-unit plays and still announce it here, but I didn't. It's Patrick Corbin Day. So what's going to happen? A lot of runs are going to be scored today in the Patrick Corbin Day. So I just like to I was blown away when it came out 8. I thought for sure 8.5, maybe the juice at minus 120. But wow, a solid 8 on Patrick Corbin Day. Last time he pitched, Texas gave him some more. He scored 16 runs with him on the mound. So I'm a little bit blown that you can get a solid 8 on Patrick Corbin Day Wednesday.
I tell you, I was going to fade Corbin all year long because I made so much money last year. Look at his last couple years: 5.62, 5.62, 5.2, 6.3, 5.8. This year, 3.66 through 12 games started. 4 and 5 on the year. I did not expect this from Patrick Corbin. Now, a couple of those, as always, you might get a little lucky because you just face bad. Your time in the rotation just facing bad teams. But we'll get to that point where 12 starts. I always say get to that 12 to 15 range where you have to start believing. Nick, are you any believer on Patrick Corbin, or is it like it's getting ready to fall?
Let's go right into this one. I mean, we got the Texas Rangers and the Kansas City Royals. Royals just won 6-1 yesterday, obviously, and the Royals here, they got Chris Bubic on the mound. He's been solid, and the public knows he's been solid. He's 3-4 on the season here. He'll be matched up, like you guys are saying, Patrick Corbin, and he's been a fade the last couple years here, but he's having a solid season for himself. His ERA is sitting at a 3.33, I believe. But the Rangers, in their last 10 games, they're 7-3. They're producing runs at the plate, and something that the Kansas City Royals aren't doing right now. Yes, they scored 6 runs yesterday. I know that Patrick Corbin is on the mound. I think he has a solid start here at home. You're giving me plus money value with the Texas Rangers when they've been producing runs here over the last 2 weeks. Give me the Texas Rangers on the money line, plus money here over the Kansas City Royals. I like Patrick Corbin tonight, Craig.
Yeah, I mean, these teams are basically 500. Both of them are right around there. It'll be interesting between these two teams if either of them are who's going to be buyers and sellers. You know what I mean? Because it's like they both have a lot of glaring weaknesses. Like Kansas City needs some bats, but it's not like one bat's going to change that team. So, and who do they have to trade away? Would they trade away their future? I don't know. Like a small market teams that you like to have rookies and young guys on those contracts you can control for a little while. So it'll be interesting what happens there. Griffin, what do you like as a free play here in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, I had this one circled up as a premium. I ended up taking it off the board. I still love the play. It's just little trap incentive. I'll give you guys this one right now. We've got the Arizona Diamondbacks rolling into Toronto to play the Blue Jays. D-backs currently playing 500 baseball with a record of 36-36. Toronto right now 39-33, sitting at third in the AL East. Pitching matchup, and this is why I didn't pull the plug on this one as a premium, and it just seems a little trappish, but at the same time, I'll exploit it in a second. We've got Edward Rodriguez getting the start here for the D-backs, and he does not have good numbers. He's got 40.2 innings of work, 1.67 whip, which is very high. He's got 48 strikeouts and 15 walks. Very strong strikeout to walk diversification, but this guy's been getting barreled up. He's got a 2-3 record with a high 6.27 ERA, and Eric Lauer gets the start for the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. He's got very good numbers, and he's got a lifetime ERA, very strong against the D-backs. This season, 2-1 with a very strong 2.37 ERA, just 30.1 innings of work, 0.92 whip, which is very strong. 28 strikeouts and 10 walks, very solid strikeout to walk diversification. Toronto is very good at home this season as well with a record of 23-13. Right now, the D-backs 16-18 on the road. They're in a very heavy regression phase as well with a 5-5 record, 2-game losing streak. I love the Blue Jays here. Eric Lauer has dealt with the D-backs 50 innings of work in his career. He's got a 2.34 lifetime ERA against them. So he's seen them, he's dealt with them, and he has been dominant against them throughout his entire career. This season, he's still dominant with that 2.37 ERA. I like the Blue Jays here at home, and it's a -110 fair value play. I believe that line. If it's so Blue Jays here -110, as well as I like the under in this matchup to back that up. I think there's going to be a one-sided game in Toronto's favor, so I like the Blue Jays here as well as that under 9.5. I think that total's pushed just a little too high.
DeLauer's making his fourth start, I think, of the year. It's been mostly relief spots, kind of a long relief kind of guy. But he's been really good, like 2-1, I believe, in his 3 starts so far. So he's like, I always say those guys that are bullpen guys, as long as you can keep them under 5 innings. So I'm guessing he'll probably only go about 4 innings. That's when you start to get, as a bullpen guy, you get to that 5th inning, not used to that. So I do think we're going to see bullpen play today from Toronto.
I like that a lot, Craig, that you said that, because I also had typed out Toronto first 5 -0.5 a run to eliminate the bullpen, because Toronto is 22nd in ERA. Their bullpen is not very strong. So if you guys do like this play and want to eliminate that full game, take Toronto here first 5 innings -0.5 a run.
I think Toronto could be a sneaky good play on futures, because I do think Toronto, what they need to add is bullpen. Those arms aren't that expensive to go get. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to go now. They're not going to go get like the best closer out there, but they need kind of some middle to fill in relief. I think they can get that on the market. And Toronto, man, they've been playing good. 8 of the last 10 games have gone over, so they've been hot because the bats have been waking up. And 3-4 games above 500. So I do think Toronto is starting to play some good baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like a little underdog action today. I was on the Giants, like I said yesterday. Everybody in the world was on them. I like Cleveland today at +115. Verlander is just not that guy that we remember. His name Like you put him in, he's automatically the favorite pretty much every time out, and probably over bet as well as a favorite. And a Giants team that, you got Devers, so you got some help that for that terrible offense. But it's not like, one guy I think is going to make that big a difference. Give me Cleveland today. They won yesterday as an underdog. I think today they win again in that plus 115, plus 120 range out there. All right, Raphael, before I move on from baseball, is there any liability future-wise out there for the markets? I meant to ask you a couple weeks ago because I'm guessing the Dodgers probably are the biggest liability, maybe.
Not so much now because the way they've been playing, so people have been fading them. Even to win a division right now. I mean, when the Giants made the deal with overweight, can't play D Devers, money came in on the Giants. But I've been telling people, I did a bunch of interviews yesterday and one this morning, that that's going to wake up the NL West. I already heard you hearing grumblings that the Dodgers are going to look for another arm because they're just not sold on Clayton softball Kershaw right now. Maybe he gets replayed in a lineup. You're going to figure it up. The fathers are going to want to either pick up another bat or bolster their bullpen. So, yes, the trade was good for San Francisco because we don't even have Chapman left coming back yet. When he comes back, that's going to make really well for San Francisco. But I think that wakes up the whole division. Are the Arizona Diamondbacks going to be sellers? They're only 500 right now. If they continue to lose and the Dodgers and everyone else builds, I think they're sellers because their payroll is not the best as of right now. So, yes, the Dodgers were a big liability, but I think the way they've been playing as of late, I think the books are happy that they're struggling because they're getting some buyback with the Mets, the Cubs, everyone else in the NL West, the Phillies. They're not that big. If you asked me that question maybe a month, yes, we were probably talking about they're big heavy.
Yankees, anybody in the American League, would probably be Yankees, I'm guessing, right? Would be the
not so much now because there's another one. The Yankees stink. I mean, their pitching is awful. Yeah, they got Aaron Judge, but that's it. Last time I checked, he can't pitch like Ohtani, who threw 100 miles per hour in his one inning. Aaron Judge can't do that. So, right now, a lot of money coming in on the Blue Jays in that division because rumors out there that they're looking for some more pitching and maybe someone, a utility man that can do everything second, third, and get people some breaks. So I think the Blue Jays will probably be the next ones to start picking up some pieces.
It'll be interesting because, we've seen it the last few years where teams start to move earlier. They don't wait till the actual week of the trade deadline. They're like, hey, if we're going to pay up for these guys, let's get them so that we get more starts, especially starting pitching. If you get a guy a month early or 3 weeks early, you get 3-4 extra starts out of them. If that's a great starter, you could go 3-1. That might be the difference of the year, especially now with the double wild cards, right?
Look at tonight. If Patrick Corbin has a game tonight, they won, but they're not going anywhere. He could be mentioned to joining another team during the trade deadline.
Yeah, I mean, I had thought I was looking. You look at the bad teams, Marlins, Rockies, White Sox. I was like, okay, these guys.
Who wants anybody from the White Sox? Get them off your list. Nobody wants a person from the White Sox.
I'm interested to see where Alcantara goes. I think he'll be on the move here at that trade deadline for the Miami Marlins.
But his price is so low now. If you're Marlins, you're almost better to keep him till the offseason and hope he turns it around. Because right now, I mean, you're getting a couple of cans of snuff for him and a big league chew maybe thrown around.
The Cubs can get him for a 6-pack of Old Style.
It's like, is Nick going to the game? Whatever Nick wins at the game tonight, that's what we'll take for Alcantara. So we'll see what happens there. All right, Ralph, let's talk NBA for tomorrow because I'm not going to have you tomorrow. I mean, especially with the injury to Halliburton now, I'm guessing they're probably begging people to get on Indiana money, right? They got to be some huge liability for Game 6 here.
I talked to BetMGM this morning. Lamar, shout out to Lamar Mitchell over at MGM. He told me that a lot of people are betting first quarter Indiana. Because let's face it, the Indiana McAfees are going to be wild. They're not the Pacers or the McAfees. They're going to be wild coming home, probably going to witness their last home game. So play either first quarter under or maybe the Pacers first quarter because I think second, third, and fourth is all going to be dominated by OKC. This is going to be what we saw last night in the Stanley Cup. We saw defense, Florida just dominating on home ice. Opposite, OKC can be dominating on the road because of that defense. So I think if you're going to look at anything, maybe if you like the Pacers, take the first quarter. I like the under in the first quarter. I've hit it 3 times so far in the NBA playoffs. First quarter under, second quarter over. But I think Pacers play well in the first quarter, and then it's just domination.
Yeah. All right. Get me a free soccer play, Ralph. I know you're dying to get me a free soccer play. So we'll throw you soccer enthusiasts a little action here. What do you like as a free play?
I like the people of all the people that are getting deported. ICE, those guys are playing today. Mexico, I'll take 1.5 Mexico tonight on the goal line. Playing Suriname, who almost beat Costa Rica. If you didn't watch that game, Craig, I know you didn't because you're probably watching SEC Network recap football or major baseball, AAA, whatever you're watching. Costa Rica was up 2-0. Then Suriname came back and tied it 2-2. Then they went up 3-2. Then Costa Rica tied it. And then Costa Rica had to play with 10 men, one person short. And then they take the lead, win 4-3 in the 98th minute. Should be a good game. I think Mexico dominates tonight. I think they will cover by the goal line.
Ralph, how's Team USA?
Hey, you know what? Even though they played a bunch of taxi cab drivers from Tijuana in the last game, they won easily. That was good momentum. They needed that kind of a win where they don't have to worry about the media making fun of them. Oh, this team stinks. Just the ladies out there instead. They can probably play better. It was a big win. Saudi Arabia should be interesting because maybe gas prices come down if we win 3-0. So I like USA, but I would say probably take the over. I think they're just going to keep on scoring to show that, hey, you know what? Maybe we can make a name in next year's World Cup, but I like the over in this one. If you can get 2.5, -160 is not that bad, or you can do 3.5 at like -3 nickels.
Have we seen any, because you start to see in this market, because trade deadline or the trades in the offseason NBA are going to be ridiculous this year. Have we started to see any future movement because of the rumors with Durant being tied to, Knicks, the Heat, like Memphis, it's been everywhere. As we seen any, because sometimes you start to see that, then you hear the trade a couple.
Pump the brakes on the Knicks. The Knicks don't have the bodies to get Kevin. They need a third team if he's going to the Knicks. I just don't think anyone wants to help MSG Knicks, so I don't think that happening. I think it's either Texas, it's either San Antonio or Houston is where KD is going to end up. Now, I think he's the first one that signs. I think the dominoes may affect. I think maybe Memphis may be still looking to trade Machine Gun Row out of there. So maybe that'd be kind of interesting. I still think Booker in my backyard right now may want to leave Phoenix, and that could be an interesting landing spot. Both LA teams would love to get Booker, Clippers and the Lakers. So I think once Kevin Durant goes, I think a whole bunch of dominoes. And I didn't even mention the Greek Freak.
Yeah, I mean, Giannis is the unicorn out there, because if you get Durant, he's what, 38 years old. So it's like you're not getting a whole lot as far as length. You might get 2-3 years out of him. You get Giannis, you're still going to get maybe 8 to 10 years. So I did hear San Antonio. They definitely have the pieces. The crazy thing is the Thunder have probably the most riches with draft picks and just depth in players. Like, would you win the championship and then turn around and break up, some of those players? That'd be interesting.
It should be interesting with the OKC with all their draft picks. Now, I'm not hearing they're going to go for a name, just because they have a lot of places. I mean, are they going to keep the White Mamba, who's just been banging on defense? Yeah, he had 2 points, but that 2 points look like 20 points the way he played defense out there. Alex Caruso, former Bulls. What were you doing getting rid of him for a pack of
don't remind me.
He's going to be very interesting to see what they do with him, because he's a leader coming off the bench. He had a really good game, but are they going to keep him and maybe use him as a trading piece with all the draft picks you have to try to bring someone back?
Well, Hartenstein and Caruso, they got them both in the offseason.
Yep.
Kind of like under the radar type moves, but you've seen that the depth of that Oklahoma City team, they're both very good at what they do. They're both great rebounders for their size. They're both great defenders, and they don't need the ball. They do not need the ball to score. They can play off of the great depth they have. So it'll be interesting what happens after the NBA Finals. I can't wait, because I think it's going to be the biggest offseason since LeBron went to Miami. That year that LeBron went to Miami, it was mass chaos, because that kind of, everybody became desperate after they made that super team. I think we could see the same thing after Durant and maybe Giannis moves, that everybody else is like, all right, we got to go swing for the fences.
Keep an eye out for the Pelicans. They're still shopping around Zion. If anyone wants they're asking not that much, a 90-day trial for Jenny Craig to take him off their books, but it would not shock me if Zion is one of those dominoes that falls in the summer.
Nick, you should drive down to New Orleans, because, hey, at least if you get him, the Bulls would be relevant. The Bulls would be relevant.
I wouldn't mind it whatsoever.
I don't know how they get them, because, yes, they're not asking a lot, but they don't have a lot of trade assets, right? Like
Ball.
Bulls don't.
Get him out of there.
Ball.
Ball's neck.
It's sad to say
Oh,
Detroit Lenny is correct. There's one of the
Man,
lands.
come back in, man.
The Detroit team is hey, Detroit
We don't want
is
Zion. Keep his big boy.
You don't
Keep
need
that
him.
big butt
We
down.
need his
south,
big body.
Wherever.
You
Big
need
body in the pint.
They need
No,
another
we're
shooter.
good. Devin Booker, though, is somebody we do want.
Yeah, but how do who would you trade to get him? That's the
Yeah.
thing.
I
Like,
don't know how that.
I don't know.
works.
I don't know what Phoenix wants. Does
I
Phoenix
don't
want
know, but I
players,
know-
or you have to put some players in there to make the salaries work? So you'd have to put in some expiring contracts probably for Detroit. So you're hoping, but do they want trade? Do they want top of the end trade done? I mean, the biggest question is what does
I
Dallas
think he
do?
wants
Because
to come.
Dallas, with the number 1 pick in Cooper Flag, everybody thinks he's can't miss. Could they dangle that? I mean, we've heard that for Giannis. I mean, and some assets. So that would be. You wouldn't
For Cooper, no. Cooper Flag, we don't know what to expect out
for
of this.
Giannis? You're
No.
talking Giannis, the top 10 player all time.
Don't care. Don't
I
care.
agree.
I mean,
I agree.
build
I'd
around
rather
him.
keep the pick. I would rather keep the Cooper than get Giannis. I would keep the pick.
Build around
The
him.
only
Take
positive
him out to
is
over 4.5 strikeouts. Absolutely not.
Don't listen to anything Nick says regarding that game today, Seth. Don't listen to a damn word.
I got
here's-
a same game parlay 3 right here. We got Kyle Tucker home run, that's plus 550. We got the Nerfy. We're gonna go no runs first inning, and we got the Cubbies winning it. That's plus 1850 right there, folks. Hey, pizza
hold
money.
on. Hey, Lenny, put that on the screen. Type that on the screen. We got to have that.
What do you want me to magically? How do you?
Yeah,
how-
yeah.
Oh, this is bookmarked.
Put it up as a banner.
What's the? Well, say it again to me.
It is the Nerfy in the Cubs game, minus 135. It is Kyle Tucker anytime home run at plus 550. And it is the Cubbies to win on the money line. I believe it's minus 140, minus 145 now. That should be odds of plus 1,800 around there.
It's going to be minus 160, minus 165 because my latest weather report
Yeah.
that the wind just shifted a little bit, so we'll be blowing out like yesterday towards right field, and the rain will probably still
It's
coming
going to be
down.
rainy. It's going to be
at the
it's
start.
shit weather.
Dude,
So
that Nerfy's got to be so juiced, though. The total
Minus
is like
135.
6.5. This. Oh, okay. That's not brutal.
at all.
Well,
You got
nothing's
talent.
juice
on the
when you
bump.
put it in with a parlay of a home run. I mean, that is juice.
That'll open the floodgates.
We're asking for a lot, but you know what? Hopefully a couple espresso martinis gets us there.
Did PCA's home run land?
There it is. There it is,
We'll get the
boys.
scoreboard.
Hey.
I love that.
Raphael, what is the over
Thanks, Lenny.
under
You're welcome.
over under beers drank by Nick Menken at the Cubs game today?
I don't know who's he going with.
I'm going my girl.
Oh, it's low. And if he was going with Griffin, I couldn't make the number high enough. But he's going for his girl. He's gonna want to score at the game
7?
and when he gets home. So I would probably make it under.
Over
Oh, it'll be
6.5.
He's not safe at a game either way. He
I
can
was
go
gonna say he
alone.
could be by himself,
Right.
and I'd
Well-
bet that over.
The last time we went to a game, his girlfriend was calling me, yelling at me. He was out alone. I went home. So you can't trust him.
Hey,
Nick's a
where
social wanderer when he
are we
goes out,
going with
he
this,
likes
boys?
to
Let's get
wander.
back to the baseball talk.
If she's listening, don't
He is
do it.
listening.
Literally.
Over 6.5. I'm taking the over. I mean, that's a little over half of.
That's as Brewers
I'm
Cubs
taking
are.
under with the weather. It could be raining and stuff like that. I'm taking under 6.
But I guess we got to put an asterisk in there. Does it count only at the game, or does it count when
Yeah.
it's around Wrigleyville?
No.
Because Wrigleyville, you add another 4 or 5 in there at least.
I'm actually going to
Urban.
Sluggers too. That's the batting cage right across the
Yeah.
street.
Oh, yeah.
from
Across
I haven't
the
been there
rack.
in years, so
Hey,
I'm
we
gonna
need
go check it out.
check-ins on the hour, by the hour, so I can put them progress like together in a video, so we can have like a
Are we
day,
wearing the
a
throwback
day in the
Virginia
life
check?
of Nick Menken, and then
No,
it
no,
starts.
we're all Cubby blued out today. We'll
I
have
think you
Jack
need one
on.
of those half shirts, like half Cubs, half Virginia Tech, like Nick Menken and.
If somebody from Virginia Tech played on the Cubs, I would definitely wear Virginia Tech stuff. But no, nobody's. Harry Carpenter might get traded this offseason. We'll see.
Well, calm
All right.
down.
So
Barry
Nick,
Bonds.
Nick, I'm putting you on the
And calm
spot.
down.
I'm putting you on the spot. You're our NHL guy. Florida was back to back. They've been there 3 years in a row. Edmonton's been there back to back years. Who would you like if you had to take just those two? Who ends up back in the finals again next year?
That depends because one is Marchand going to come back. If Marchand does come back with this team, I think they have a great chance to doing that three-peat. He might, but if he retires, he retires. And I don't think that the team camaraderie could stay together after this Stanley Cup. They will go to different teams. I don't know if the Oilers are going to make it again. You know, it's kind of like this Toronto Maple Leafs team. I think Connor McDavid needs to get out of Canada, go to an American team because the Americans got the cup and they're going to keep winning the cup, folks.
Well, you know what Guy told me yesterday?
Where's the flag?
I messaged Guy yesterday. I said, who you want, Edmonton or Florida tonight? He said, USA all the way, even though I hate Florida too.
You have to. But to be fair, Florida knew that they couldn't win this. They went on trade deadline, made a move to get him, so they could do this back to back. I think
Marchand seemed like he had fun. Don't you think?
He's down at the Elbow Room right now in Florida, and that's a pretty famous place around there where they celebrate. It's a dive bar, and the cup will probably be in the sand in the ocean by the end of the day. But
odds have it that he's coming back.
Yeah, I think he comes back, and I'll say it right now. Mark the day, June 18th. I think they three-peat.
No.
I do think if he comes back, they three-peat. Sergei Bobrovsky is the best goalie in the league.
What's the odds right now? Anybody have them for next year? I'm guessing Florida's favored.
Yeah, Florida's favorite. I don't remember what I saw last night.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's plus 300-400. Probably maybe.
Best goalie in the league.
Bobrovsky? Yeah, I mean, you got to tip your cap to
And
him.
how about Sam Bennett?
Carolina's the favorite.
What do you have, 15 goals in the playoffs?
Yeah, Carolina's the favorite.
Yeah.
Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, they're always, but they fall apart in the playoffs. They're a great regular season.
I mean, let's be honest. Florida won this year without having the home ice on any game.
They didn't need it.
They were banged up all year, so it's like if they end up not banged up and they, end up with it, just going to make it easier. So I'll be excited to see what Vegas does in the offseason. Like, we've seen that they don't stand pat. I think I think the West is pretty wide open. Like, I think Vegas could get back in there again next year. And, then you got some teams like Chicago, Detroit. You guys ever going to freaking get back or what?
We're plus 50,000 to win it.
All right, we're gonna wrap this show up now. Right now, I'm just kidding.
Hey, it's your only bad team right now. Who would have thought that the Lions are more consistent, that the Pistons are more consistent than the Red Wings? I would have said that would have been the team.
Hey, they almost made the playoffs this year. They made a run.
The Wings are a bubble team. They're a bubble playoff team. They're literally one piece away, I think, from 2 away from making a deep run. 1 away from making.
Guys, what are we talking about here? We're talking about who's going to win the Stanley Cup next year. The Stanley Cup ended last night.
Hey, let's do this though.
Craig does not want to talk about soccer or CFL.
No.
He wants to talk about hockey 2026.
Let's do a Mecca trip. Let's go to Detroit to see a Red Wings Blackhawks game, and Lenny can show us all the spots in that.
You're real dangerous.
You did a hockey game. That's it. After that, you're on your own.
Yeah.
That was 8 mile.
Where I'm going, you can't come.
All right. Well, like I said, not the biggest day in outside of baseball today. Well, I mean, Ralph says it's a big day in soccer, which means it's not a very big day out there. But you do. Ralph's out there. I know what he's doing. He's all college.
You got College World Series too. LSU's playing tonight. I mean, geez, do you watch
LSU Arkansas
besides the top 3 sports? Do you watch anything else?
Bowling.
Who's LSU
Craig,
playing
you
tonight?
watch bowling?
What do we got on the WWE this week, Ralph?
2 weeks we have a Night of Champions, which John Cena's -$7. We got the Night of Champions, both men and women's out there. Jade Cargill's a favorite for the ladies, which they had a big injury on Monday. Liv Morgan dislocates her shoulder. UFC this weekend has a nice card on UFC, but Craig wants to talk about
the most important sport right now. Soon as hockey goes away or NBA, it's CFL time.
We're week 3. We're week 3 now, and you haven't mentioned it was a fart and a win in CFL week 3. Do you want to talk about 2027 NHL
7-unit winner last week? Easy money. I'm like, I just with the CFL, it's like 1 play, maybe 2 plays a week because there's not that many games. I'd love to see the CFL combined with the UFL and play it this time of year, so it's in the summer. Oh, that would be freaking bomb.
I can't. I tried real hard to get into UFL, and I just can't. I'm more of a CFL guy for sure. Like, I mean, Friday night last
rules.
Friday
I love
night,
the rules. I love the rules. It's complete. It is football, but it is the 3 downs. I'm not saying the NFL needs to go to 3 downs, but it does make it very interesting.
King Koopa, look out for Arkansas to beat LSU today. LSU beat them
What's the odds?
a couple of days ago. I know LSU's favorites. I don't remember what they were.
Coastal
But
Carolina too.
yeah,
High on Coastal.
yeah, the Chancellors.
I like Coastal.
What was
But
his name?
Chanticleers. Chanticleers are.
Beach Wood. What was his name?
Has anybody
Yeah,
ever
probably.
drove past Coastal Carolina on the way like into Myrtle Beach? I mean, it looks like it's like a commuter
It's
school.
great there. It's great.
I can't believe that school was in the finals. I mean, or in the Final Four there. It makes zero sense how. Well, I mean, this year, and we see it every year though, right, Nick? Like, there's one team every year that's kind of the Cinderella. Not always they make it to the very end, but
Look at Murray State.
Yeah,
I mean, nobody knew or thought
Yeah.
that Murray State would even be in this World Series. So, I mean, it's just a whole bunch of kids kind of coming together and playing as one. And that's why I love college baseball, and I love watching the College World Series. They're playing for the front of the jersey, not the back.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said.
All right,
I know I've heard that somewhere before, and I know you didn't make that up, but I still like it.
we got to let Nick go because I'm on the over on the beer
you're
content.
talking about
We got to get him there so that I can hit my over. So, Ralph, you're going to owe me a couple of brewskis after Nick goes over tonight. Nick, have a great time at the game. Griffin, you say hi to Tony. Did he leave yet?
He's gone. He's gone.
He's gone.
That was what the dog was barking at. Come on.
He's sleeping in the master bedroom today.
Damn right.
He's in from the garage.
All right, boys.
I don't even want to know what's going on over there.
Yeah, we'll off it. All right.
He's out.
Good luck
He's
unless
house
you're
sitting.
against us.
All right, guys. Be good.
Good luck unless you're against us. Pizza money parlay at the bottom. Don't tell Robert.